Ich habe da so ein Gefühl. Ruh dich aus, um dich zu entwickeln. Vielleicht sollte ich mich wirklich mal erstmal ausruhen. Ich meine, 1370 EP sind schon wirklich viel. Sollte... Na... Links. Was ist das eigentlich? Das falsche Ziel, Bürgermist. Finde heraus, wer Selma ausspioniert. Aha. Naja, wenn es nur ums Reden geht, ne? Reden kann ich ja. Ich habe ja schließlich einen Mund. Pembroke Hospital.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
Sie hätten ablehnen sollen.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reed. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
Sie können sich doch nicht als Arzt ausgeben.
You can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really helped these people?
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reed. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Das war's dann.
How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year? Our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Oh, ich bin schon so müde. Ich sollte erstmal schlafen gehen. So. Ultimativ. Stufe, ach so, Stufe 10. Ja gut, das bin ich noch nicht. 2 Sekunden Kontrolle Stufe 1 oder Blutbarriere Stufe 1. Du erzeugst eine unsichtbare Barriere, die direkten Schaden absorbiert, bis sie verschwindet oder zerstört wird. Das klingt doch gut. Aber ich würde halt gern noch wissen, kann ich hier irgendwie sowas wie... Nein, kann ich nicht. Schattenschleier. Schatten verschwinden. Nee. Blutspeer. Du wirfst einen Speer aus Blut, der Gegner vor dir durchbohren kann. Oder Schattennebel. Dann würde ich eher noch die die Klauen. Oh Gott, 2000. Oder doch den Blutspeer? 1000. 1300. Ah Quatsch, das wird ja noch nichts. Schattenschleier oder Zustand des Körpers. Erhöht deine Gesundheit. Blutkapazität. Okay, Medizintasche. Das kann bestimmt auch nicht schaden. Die folgende Nacht. Stufe 10. Jetzt habe ich diese Stufe 10, wo ich theoretisch dieses Ultimative nehmen könnte. Ja, aber... 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31.
Never ceases to and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Das war, finde heraus, was Helmer ausspielen wird. Okay, wir gehen nochmal zu Whitechapel Street. Ja klar, Stufe 18, oh, ist klar. Okay, das ist vielleicht ein Stadtgebiet, wo ich mich noch nicht unbedingt mit den Gegnern anlegen sollte. Aber wo soll ich hier hin? Also wie viel soll ich hier...
I'm sure that during your lifetimes, you have all seen things that no one.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Da habe ich schon alle Fragen gestellt, okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me...
Aber ich muss noch mal nach Whitechapel. Das auf jeden Fall. Und dann...
This is not a place for you, sir.
Ja, tschüss.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick, though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed. Or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Tja, das könnte schon sein. Aber warum so skeptisch?
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Sprechen Sie aus Erfahrung?
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crasionescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Okay.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
It's locked.
Aber warum komme ich da nicht rein? Komme ich da von der anderen Seite? Kann ich da von der anderen Seite rein oder komme ich da gar nicht rein?
Action against malevolence and trickery.
Ja, ja.
You are blinded by your false faith.
Aha. Okay. Finde Richard in dem Gebiet. Das ist doch mit Sicherheit Richard.
Some of us come to this world all...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Da ist er ja. Fangen wir erstmal mit Smalltalk an.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Haben Sie keine Angst vor der Epidemie?
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
Setzen Sie sich nicht der Epidemie aus.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Leben könnte in Gefahr sein.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
Es ist hier sehr riskant.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Wer hilft Ihnen, wenn Sie in Gefahr geraten?
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
Das ist ein Argument.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Eine ziemlich einzigartige Sichtweise.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Persönliche Fragen. Suche nach Inspiration in Whitechapel.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Können Sie mir ein Beispiel geben?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Denken Sie nicht, das ist ein wenig morbid?
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Ach, die!
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
Sie kennen sie nicht?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Camellia ist Teil einer Verschwörung.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
Sind Sie nicht neugierig?
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
Sie sind ein hoffnungsloser Romantiker.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Okay, kommen wir, habe ich noch? Nein. Gehen wir ans Eingemachte. Ich suche nach Schwester Dorothy Crane.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
Über Dorothy Crane.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. A nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Über Darius Petrescu.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Okay, das war's dann mal, würde ich sagen.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.